The old house on the hill always had a bad reputation, not because of burglars or fires, but because of the secret kept in its abandoned living room, a mirror. Artem was a skeptic. He bought the house cheaply and wanted only one thing, a quiet place to write his dissertation. He was going to throw the mirror out, but something stopped him. It stood leaning against the wall, covered with an old blanket. The first week passed quietly, but then the sounds began, a faint scraping like fingernails on stone coming from the living room. Every time Artem entered the room, it noticeably grew colder. One rainy evening, he was sitting at his desk in the study. Suddenly, he heard something heavy fall onto the blanket in the living room. Artem slowly approached the door, his heart pounding like a fallen bird. He cracked the door open and turned on the flashlight on his phone. The beam of light caught the mirror. It was empty. No reflection, no pupil staring back at him. But as Artem drew closer, he saw movement as if a silhouette thin as vapor slipped along the edge of his vision. He brought the flashlight closer and his own reflection, though blurry, began to appear. And then he noticed a detail that made his blood run cold. In his reflection, behind him, stood a figure, tall, gaunt, its arms hanging like broken branches. In the real world, there was nothing behind him, only an empty wall. The figure in the mirror slowly raised its head. Its face was just a blot of absolute darkness, like a black hole swallowing the light. Then he heard a whisper. It did not come from the figure, but seemed to emerge from his own mouth in the mirror. "You are not alone. Now you are not alone," his reflection whispered. The figure behind him stretched out its long, sour-smelling hand. It did not touch him in the mirror, but Artem felt an icy pressure on his neck. He gasped for air. His own lips in the real world began to tremble, trying to repeat those words. With the last of his strength, he tore his gaze away from the mirror, turned around and ran. He burst out of the house and raced down the wet slope until he fell into the mud under the first city streetlights. Now Artem lives in the city. He never uses mirrors. But sometimes when he walks past at 3 in the morning, he sees his reflection. And just for a moment before he has time to turn away, he sees that it isn't him smiling in the reflection, but something standing far too close to him.